Hey everybody, it's Jimmy and Bill. So today we're in Orlando because we have a conference to go to for home inspections. So we're going to be here for the weekend. So what we decided we were talking about is what's the difference between Tampa and Orlando, and where's it better to live? I mean, there's no perfect place to live, but between Tampa and Orlando, where we prefer to live, and we're gonna tell you the differences between the two. So basically, what do you think, Bill?
You know, I'm partial to both. I probably lean a little bit more towards the Tampa Bay area, you know, where we're at, just because obviously we live there and we're close to the water.
Right. So one of the big things is if you are into water sports, fishing, and skiing, and going to the beach, hands down, Tampa wins.
Yeah. You know, they've got lakes here, and they've got ski parks and all that stuff.
Are you really going to swim in a lake in Florida?
That's just a me thing. Like, people come to, you know, people that are used to lakes, swim in lakes, and they think we're insane for swimming in the Gulf and in the ocean, but that's what we're used to, and then vice versa. Like, I went up north and I swam in a lake and I was terrified just because it's different for me.
Right, but over here we got bacteria because the water's so stale and hot. We got alligators.
Yeah, our lakes in our area by Tampa Bay, we don't have giant lakes, like huge lakes.
No.
It's different. We have one, and then the rest of them, no.
All right, so basically, when it comes to beaches and water, hands down, Tampa wins in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so here's another one. So Orlando is the tourist mecca.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if you're into theme parks, you know, if you're into theme parks and stuff like that, Orlando basically wins because you got Disney, you got Universal, you got a whole bunch of stuff to do. You got SeaWorld,
Epcot. You name it, you've got it. You know, in Orlando, you've got ridiculous amounts of shopping, which I totally get. You know, we have it in our area too. We only touched on some of these theme parks. So, you know, there's so many theme parks around here that it's insane. So it does tend to drive obviously a tourist market.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa, we got Busch Gardens.
Yeah, Busch Gardens, Adventure Island, a couple other smaller things, but
nothing compared to Orlando.
Right. You know, our draw is the beaches. You know, we have some of the best beaches in the state and in the country, but when it comes to tourist destination, Orlando wins hands down, takes the cake.
Okay, so now here's one of the things I hate about Orlando, and I really do. One thing would prevent me, plus the water, but but this one, the traffic is ridiculous in Orlando.
Yes.
It's just freaking absolute, no matter what time of day it is. If you're in Orlando, you're driving around because everybody comes here from out of state and they don't know where they're going. So, you know, they're going across 3 or 4 lanes to get onto the exit, and it's just backed up traffic. What do you think?
Yeah, we think we have bad traffic in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah.
Wesley Chapel's getting worse, Tampa is getting worse, Clearwater's getting worse. But when we make the drive, now, mind you, this drive for us is only about an hour and 45 minutes. So you know, getting to Orlando from the Tampa area is very, very easy and quick. But when you get here, just the sheer amount of traffic, it doesn't matter if it's morning, doesn't matter if it's night, just there's traffic.
Yeah, so
insane amounts of traffic.
And it's like year round too over here.
Yeah, it doesn't stop. And just a little advice. If you are traveling to Orlando, just remember, almost every exit connects to something. And then you can jump right back on the interstate again. They've made Orlando so easy to navigate. If you miss your turn, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, so it's not a panic situation if you miss an exit.
Come here with patience and just go with the flow.
All right, here's another one, okay? So housing, let's talk about the cost of housing. I did some Zillow searches and Realtor.com searches. And basically, for the same, houses appear to be, in my opinion, and from what I'm seeing and what Zillow says, houses are a little bit cheaper in Orlando than Tampa.
In some areas, yes.
So if you're looking for a house, affordability, it looks like Orlando is a little more affordable.
So when you get just outside of Lake Mary, the Orlando-ish area around the parks and stuff, you know, you're going to get into a lot more of the new construction, because they do have a lot of new construction, kind of like Wesley Chapel in the Tampa Bay area. There's a lot of new construction because it's a developing area. So you can get into some newer properties at reasonable home prices for the most part still. And again, Orlando, you know, the general area of Orlando, it's just like Tampa. You know, the closer you get to the attractions and everything else, the prices are going to go up.
Yeah. So food-wise, so basically food, a lot more food locations around here, like every area, because of the tourists.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's a given to Orlando, but in my opinion, you know, I've eaten at a lot of restaurants in Orlando. I've eaten at a lot of restaurants in the Tampa Bay area, and I think I'm going to give it to, while we don't have the number of restaurants in Tampa Bay that Orlando has, we do have some amazingly good restaurants, and particularly the mom and pop ones. You know, we have a lot of great delis. We have a lot of great restaurants owned by, you know, by single entities. We go to a couple of our favorite ones every week, and Orlando has some of that, but not to the scale that we do.
Right. All right. So basically, Orlando has more restaurants, but Tampa has better quality locations, in your opinion? In my opinion, too.
Yeah, I don't know about.
I mean, Tampa.
Less franchise.
Less franchise.
Yeah, less franchise.
I still think, you know, Tampa's food doesn't compare to New York's food, but I keep saying that on a lot of videos.
Yeah, I can almost give you that one because I really like the food in New York.
All right, here's another one. Shopping. Now, I'm saying if you're into shopping, outlet malls and everything, I think Orlando wins hands down. What do you think?
Ooh, that's a tough tie. So,
go ahead.
Okay, so Orlando has, I mean, you can't walk 5 feet without seeing a store here.
Right.
You know, we have outlet, in Orlando, there's a ton of outlet malls. They've got a lot of shops. Their competition, truthfully, for me, is going to be out in Wesley Chapel, in the North Tampa area, where you've got Tampa Prime outlets and Wiregrass Mall, outlet malls. But Orlando is just a little bit bigger scale.
Yeah, but a lot of people drive from the Tampa area.
Oh, we drive up here.
To Orlando to shop.
I mean, I don't necessarily understand that, but I do it.
Yeah, but people do that.
People do it. I mean, I'm in one of them, so I kind of understand it. I kind of don't, but they have a ton of shopping here. Not just that one mall. You know, you go to Clearwater, you have pretty much Countryside Mall. There's a few other little shops here and there. Tampa's got a few little pockets. You know, you've got International Mall, a couple other malls there. But Orlando, I think, is going to have to take the cake on the major shopping experience here.
Okay, I got one that I think Tampa wins.
Okay.
Is sports teams.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, what does Orlando even have?
They've got some sports. You're asking the wrong guy on all the sports stuff, but
yeah, but I know that we have the Tampa Bay Lightnings.
We do. I would say we take the cake on professional sports teams.
We have football, you know, professional football teams, and then we have the
football,
spring breaks.
baseball, hockey.
Yeah.
We've got soccer.
Yeah.
Orlando has soccer. Orlando has a soccer team. Yeah, but they don't have the professional football. They don't have the professional baseball and things like that here in Central Florida. Colleges, a little bit different, but.
Okay. So, what else? Okay, Bill, give me another one.
So, we're kind of touching back on traffic, but transportation or just, you know,
mass
hubs.
transit?
Yeah, mass transit and hubs. Let's, you know, airports. We've got, you know, Tampa International Airport. They do have Orlando. It's got an international airport as well as a few small other little ones. So I think that's a win-win on both ends. And you know, everybody has Uber and Lyft.
Orlando has more public transportation.
But there's a ton of shuttle services, etc. Particularly if you're just visiting. You know, if you stay at a hotel or at the conference center or something along those lines, there are a ton of public transportation mechanisms around here.
Right. So, I mean, that's a big one.
It is. That's important, especially if you're coming here on vacation. You know, whether or not you're local, or it doesn't matter. If you're coming here on vacation and I stay at a hotel, why do I want to have to drive from my hotel and go pay for parking somewhere else when I could just take, you know, a transport? It makes my life a little bit easier, or a shuttle service.
Okay. So basically, let's talk about work, okay? Because a lot of people, you know, watch this video like, all right, well, what about work?
Sure.
Okay. So Orlando is see, Tampa's more, in my opinion, from what I read and everything, they're more into healthcare, they're more into financial companies, you know, tech. And
right.
Orlando is a lot, the economy is based a lot on tourism.
Absolutely. Yeah, Orlando is obviously predominant hospitality industry and entertainment.
Right.
You know, with the theme parks and stuff. So there's a lot of jobs here in those fields and anything that you could, you know, think of. There are some tech companies out here, I think, but for the most part, Tampa, I think, is going to take the cake on maybe job diversity. Would that be a way? A good way of putting it? Job diversity. You know, number of jobs. Obviously, Orlando, this general area, is just huge. It's a much bigger area.
Yeah. All right, I got one that I think Tampa, you know, to me, it's just natural beauty. Just, you know, going over the causeway, going over the water, you know, just the beaches, just the layout. It's much more nice looking, beautiful. I don't know how to explain it. Than Orlando. Orlando is a lot of buildings, a lot of, you know, so characteristic. It doesn't seem to me. Orlando doesn't seem like it has a lot of character. What do you think?
Okay, so like, you mean like, for instance, like you said, we have the beaches, the water.
Oh, we got like
bridge,
we got St. Pete. You know, we got Ybor City. We got Safety Harbor. We got Dunedin. We got Tarpon Springs. You know, we have more. Just
Orlando's newer if you think about it. You know, I mean, Orlando's just been growing and growing and growing and growing, you know, kind of centered around all the theme parks. So Orlando's a much newer area. But if you're just, so for instance, if you're driving around, it's the communities are generally nicer, you know, or newer, not necessarily nicer, but newer, and they're different. Yeah. You know, but you're not around the water, so you don't have those sunsets on the water. You don't have the beaches to look at when you go over a bridge. Right. You know, we have wetlands too in our area. So does Orlando. So you kind of go through some of the more of the wooded areas or, you know, rural type areas. Yep. We both have those. Yeah. So it's, you know, when you come to Orlando, it's just basically newer areas, hotel areas, highways. You get off into the residential communities when you get outside of that general theme park area. It gets a little more residential though. Yeah.
All right, here's one I have. If you're worried about storms, you're safer in Orlando. If you're worried about storm surges, you're safer in Orlando. If you're worried about flooding, you're safer in Orlando.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. I think it's much hotter in Orlando. That's just my opinion.
So explain that, because
we're pretty much right smack in the center of the state. There's no sea breeze. No. You know, and I've just become, I don't know, maybe
it's just hot and stagnant.
It just, yeah.
We're in Orlando right now. It's freaking hot.
Yeah, I mean, we have a breeze now. It's the evening breeze, which is pretty normal. A little bit of cloud cover, you know, and we're coming, you know, this is obviously, we're starting to go into our fall, winter. Yeah. In Florida. But that sea breeze is really, really nice in the evening in our area.
So on the one hand, it's nicer breeze by the Tampa Bay area, you know, all that stuff, because we have the Gulf there. But again, like I said, if you're worried about storms and you're worried about flooding, you know, Orlando's safer because it's in the middle of the state.
And remember, everybody floods.
Yeah, but I'm talking about storm surge.
Storm surge flood when we're talking flooding.
Storm surge flood, you know, like
if a hurricane passes over Orlando and dumps 6-7 inches of water in 2 hours, it doesn't matter where you're at.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm talking about storm surge.
Yeah, storm surge.
All right, you got anything else, Dad?
that's pretty much it. If if this is an area, I feel like Orlando's a little bit faster paced.
Yeah, definitely.
There seems to be more confusion. You definitely, in my opinion, just me, when I come to Orlando to visit or just even stay for a little staycation, you kind of have to come with your patience and just be, don't be in a hurry, because people, they're on vacation and they're they don't know where they're driving to, and they're trying to follow the maps, and it's just come with patience when you're in these areas
and just enjoy yourself. Anyways, that's today's video. As always, we greatly appreciate you guys watching the videos. If you like this kind of content, do me a favor, consider subscribing and hit the bell notification so you're notified, and give the video a thumbs up. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you and have a great day.